Hey.
Hey, 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 oh. Jugglepreneur.
Okay, this is how not to juggle. What's going on, everybody?
What is Diddley doing?
So this video is...
Jugglepreneurs.
So what do we mean by jugglepreneurs?
Somebody who is juggling, trying to start their own business, become an entrepreneur while working a full-time job.
Yes. So, yeah, that's us.
Gosh, it's hard.
And it is very, very difficult, but it's all about, I think it's all about sectioning off your day. So one of the things that I think that I do is block out any time that I know that I definitely can't work on my side business.
Yeah.
So if you work 9 to 5, you're going to block out 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But then again, you should be, if you're serious, your lunch break.
Yeah.
Can
you be active in your lunch break? Is that when you're doing posts or you're sending emails? Like, and this is the hardest thing about it, because you know, a lot of people do work, whether they're physically demanding job, mentally draining jobs, or jobs you hate. It's very difficult to come home and then, you know, start working on something else. A lot of people do just want to zone out and just sit in front of a TV, but that's not the way to do it.
That's not.
You can't.
If
you seriously.
Yeah, if you are happy doing your job, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with, then fine, you
do that.
But there's entrepreneurs as well, so there's people that want to climb through their business.
Organisation, so,
you know, you're gonna be doing stuff whilst you're at work, so that's totally fine. And then if you just want to go home,
but if you're someone who you don't want to be employed anymore, you have to take action at home. Gary Vee talks about it. It's like the 7 till 2 he talks about. So from 7 p.m. till 2 in the morning, that's your hustle time. And like some people, I can never go to bed that time. But then this is a great thing that Grant Cardone was talking about. Another super successful person is, people are sleeping like you're millionaires. Yeah, you're cushy in your bed like, oh yeah, I'm good. Yet you keep complaining about your environment and you do nothing about it, and just to stay up an extra couple hours to work on that, you're not willing to do that. You need to stop sleeping like you're a millionaire, and you need to hustle. It's as simple as that.
You need to be obsessed. And I think for me, when I first started in terms of network marketing, it was very like lackadaisy when I got time, and the more I was going through it, I understood that actually, if you're not willing to give all of your time to it, or, you know, don't get me wrong, there's some time that you have to spend with your family and all of that type of stuff, but if you're not willing to go 100% when you can, it's going to take you forever.
It's going to take you longer.
It's going to take you a lot
But as long
longer.
as you're aware of that, no one's saying you have to, you know, you have to reach the top and be successful overnight. Doesn't exist anyway, but you know, a year or a couple of years, if you are willing to say, you know what, I'm not willing to give it an extra 30 hours or whatever, I'm willing to give it 10, but I know that means it's going to take me 10 years to get there rather than 3, then that's absolutely fine. But it's how badly you want something, and you do need to be obsessed. You do need to really be disciplined and consistent about the time you have and what you're doing. And that's something I know I personally struggle with a lot. And it's not because I do not watch television, I do not do it. My issue is getting up.
Only sometimes.
And this is what I love, one thing I love about starting CrossFit, where I started CrossFit about a month ago now, is the classes are in the mornings 3 times a week. I have two 6:15 classes and one at 5:45. It forces me to get up. Like, a lot of the time with work, if I'm flying abroad, it will be early starts. And I struggle to sleep because I'm thinking, oh my god, I've got to get up. I can't miss this plane, I can't miss this plane. So if you can do it for that, there's a purpose. I just need to translate that into, well, when I don't have to get up early, but you do still need to get up early, that's my struggle.
Which is like, I think we said it on another video, like I'm off this week. So if I get up at 4 AM every other day, okay, well, this week really I should still be getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock.
Exactly.
Like,
there's no difference.
Exactly. So, you know, my routine, I'm a morning person. I can get up early. I can get up at 4 o'clock. So for me, I like to go to the gym in the morning because I find once I've gone to work and I come home, I'm probably not going to go to the gym. It's going to take me a lot longer to make up my mind that I'm going to go. So, you know, like the 5 a.m. club, like, you know,
but getting up at 5 a.m.
when you get up, because nobody else is up, so you can concentrate. Like, even if you're just setting out what you're going to do for when you get back home.
Exactly.
And then you've got a tick list and you just go through it then. You're not faffing about with, oh, I think I might do this when in the evening, I think I might, and then by the time you know it, I'm going to go to bed now. You haven't done that.
Wasn't there something about getting up at 5 a.m. or something gives you 30 days, gives you an advantage of 30 days a year on anyone that just gets up at 7 or whatever.
So it's like the hours are worked out. So if you normally get up at 7 o'clock, but now you get up at 5 o'clock, so it's 2 hours extra, that will give you 30 extra days.
There you go.
So if you just cut, I'm not promoting lack of sleep or anything like that, but if you just cut your sleeping time by an hour or 2 hours, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference. But you're gaining so much more extra time on everybody else, or just giving yourself that extra bit of time.
It's giving yourself that edge, and this is what it talks about, the slight edge. You're doing that one little bit extra than everyone else is willing to do, and this is the difference. So people will look at, and this is what frustrates me when people complain about footballers or boxers. You get paid so much money. I dare you to go out and do what they have to do. Do you know the hours and the effort that Cristiano Ronaldo had to go through to be that good at football? Exactly. Your average person is not willing to do that. So too right he gets paid that money, because the amount of money he brings in because people want to see him kick a football, too right he should get all that money. It's him who's brought the sponsorship and the endorsements.
All that sacrifice and staying after training, hours after. Why do you think he's now perfected pretty much everything that he does?
Exactly.
Like Usain Bolt, what was it about how...
He technically shouldn't be able to run that fast. The way his body is, his legs short or something like that. But he shouldn't be able to run as fast as he does.
The amount of time it took him to get to a point. How many minutes has he run? Literally like 2 minutes.
It's only like 2 minutes or something over his whole
But he's been paid however much money. But that's all of those years of training.
Work and training and
to get to that position.
Yeah, this is a problem. We're too quick to say, but this and but that's them. And that's what's her name? Lisa something. Nichols. She said it. Oh my God, amazing. This lady had nothing. Literally, I think she had like $11 in her account, turned it all around. Definitely go out and check out her story. But she said this: the reason you call me exceptional is to make yourself feel better about yourself or something like that. You're making an excuse for yourself not doing things, basically, by saying, but it can only be her. No, it isn't. Why do you think all these top people always say, listen, I'm nothing special? They're not just saying it to sound good or to try and humble themselves. They genuinely mean it. Yeah. They're an average person who just took the time to put in the extra work, the extra effort, and that is why such a small amount of people do make it to the top, because everyone else quits when it gets a little difficult. Yeah. That is all the difference is.
And it's just, persistence and going through the rejections,
it's hard.
And this is
hard, man.
Links in with our personal development video that we've got. Check that out. But you've got to be willing to face all of the adversities, and if you're not, I'm sorry to say, but you're not gonna go where you're not gonna achieve what you want to achieve.
Not at all.
You have to be willing to take 100 no's.
All
look at who did the light bulb? Thomas Edison.
I think
whoever created the light bulb.
Skip the history lesson at school.
10,000 attempts before they got it right.
Exactly.
Most people are gonna stop after 100 and be like, it doesn't work.
The guy who started KFC, he got rejected. God knows how many times.
Exactly.
Imagine he was like, screw this.
Jack Ma
would have never done it. Oh my God, Jack Ma. How many times did he apply for Harvard?
They're
like, sorry, mate. Now but they've gutted that they never let that guy into their school. You know what I mean?
There's so many stories of people that
so many rejection. Michael Jordan, he got kicked off his college basketball team, and look at the guy. He's the most famous basketball player ever lived. Like, yeah, LeBron James is amazing, but no one will be known the way Michael Jordan is known. It's like, it's mental, absolutely mental.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of like having a job and becoming an entrepreneur, it just really comes down to how much do you actually want it. If you want it, you're gonna be willing to put yourself out there and willing to sacrifice time, willing to sacrifice going to parties, willing to sacrifice money to invest in yourself.
Talking about parties, how many people, and we've come across this a lot, oh, I can't afford to do that course, or I can't afford to get that. But then you see them out all the time partying. Like, the money that you've just spent partying, if you just didn't, I'm not saying you can't party for the rest of your life. If you just put away the next 4 months, I don't know, let's say you go out once a month, you spend £100. Just for 4 months, just not go out for 4 months. That's £400 that you can use to invest on yourself, invest in a business, start something up. But people aren't willing to do that because they feel like, because we live in a micro society, it's fear of missing out. I would rather sacrifice now and know if I just put in hard work for 5, even 10 years, I could party every day.
Yeah, literally.
Every day.
And your level of partying would be not like going to a nightclub.
Yeah, not, oh, I've got a tenner left. Oh, well, how
am I getting home?
Can I get with that? Bro, you don't care. You don't even ask how much the drink costs. Like, this is the level you've got to think about. It's the short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. It is as simple as that.
So yeah, so another thing that we've come across in terms of people saying that they can't start something else because they don't have enough time. So you'll see this picture here. And basically it just breaks down how much time you have in a week and kind of roughly, it's obviously not accurate, but roughly how many hours are spent doing these tasks. So there's 168 hours in a week. We spend roughly about 56 hours sleeping, which is roughly 8 hours a day.
Not me, I get less than that.
Yeah, I'll get less than that as well. But that's just the average.
Yeah,
well, that's what they
say. I think they suggest an absolute minimum is like 6, 7.
6, yeah. 40 hours a week on working if you're in a full-time job. 35 hours a week on things like eating and showering or driving to and from work. And then there's 37 hours left over. Now, most people fill that 37 hours with watching TV or going out and just going out raving or whatever it is. Now, what we're saying is redirect some of that time, not all of it. I'm not saying all of it. Because, you know, you've got to spend time with your family. You've still got to go and do the things that you enjoy. But 37 hours a week is plenty enough time, even if you said 20 hours, to go and pursue or get to going towards what it is that you want to achieve. So for me, I no longer accept the fact that people don't have time. There's always a time. It's all about
time. It's prioritizing. It's just prioritizing. Who was it? What's his name? Big network marketer, Jim Rohn. Something about I'm working part-time on my living and full-time on my living and part-time on my fortune. And that's so true. You have to be willing to go. You have to be willing to sacrifice at the end of the day. And it's not easy because, again, it's your comfort zones. It's very easy to just do what you normally do on an everyday basis. But when you, this video isn't for everybody, by the way. This is for people that genuinely want They've got goals and ambitions.
Yeah.
It's not for every person, because some people are like, I can't be bothered, just straight up lazy, done. And that's fine, you go do you. This is for people who, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or intrapreneur, you are just ambitious, you've got bigger goals for yourself, and it's just a bit of encouragement, show you what we're doing, just, you know, whatever advice we've learnt along the way, we're just sharing our process for you to go out and do the same. And it's just trying to get people to think differently about things.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because it's just like, you might have dreams, or most people would have had dreams, because when you're younger, everybody would have said to you, what do you want to be when you're older? What do you want to be when you're older? So people lose that along the way. They get into a job that necessarily they don't like, but they're just there because now it's just, that's just life.
You're just stuck in that
so you forget your dreams, you forget what it is that you, when you were younger, you wanted to do. And like since we started network marketing, we've kind of expanded
Yeah.
our minds to other things.
Yeah.
Like now we're just so focused on helping people,
Yeah.
whether that's within network marketing or outside.
Yeah,
We just don't care.
We
just
don't
want
care
to
how
impact
it is.
people.
Yeah.
And now we're like really starting to take action, and the first
Yeah.
thing is by coming to you on these videos to
Because this is
reach out to people.
absolutely, and we could do another video on that in terms of network marketing. A lot of people have got negative kind of views of it, and it's understandable because when it did start, it wasn't a regulated business, and people unfortunately were conned, but it's so heavily regulated now for that reason. But a lot of people don't know that, and they straight away just go, oh no, well, you know, that happened, or I know John's dog's mate whatever did it, and it's not like that. And we just took the opportunity to learn, and that's taught us, you know, about leverage and, you know, residual income, stuff like that. It's a way. We're not saying it's the way. It's a way of generating income. And this is why a lot of people, there are people like Grant Cardone in it, Les Brown, the basketball players, you name it. You'd be so surprised at people that are in network marketing because they understand the power of residual income. And for us, that is a brilliant way to be a stream, because I think it's 7 streams of income or something like that the average millionaire has. That's a stream for us. We have got bigger goals and dreams
like
and ideas than that, and this has just opened up to believe in ourselves more and go and do it. So
for me, it's personal development.
It's all personal development. Life, you never stop learning.
I think for me, network marketing, for me, the biggest thing from it, regardless of how much money you make and all of that, it's personal development. It's like,
all day long.
Stop listening to other people's opinions on whatever it is that you're doing. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, just go for it.
100%.
Because you don't know where you can end up. It
100%.
you might not reach your goals, but you might absolutely surpass and smash your goals. Like,
the doors that have opened for us since doing network marketing page, and it's got nothing to do with network marketing, it's just the people we've come across because of it has opened so many new opportunities for us.
And got us thinking
thinking the way we didn't always think like, yes, we've always been ambitious and always thought we're going to go place in life, but not to this level. The where we are now is it has come through getting into network marketing and meeting people in other industries, networking because of that, and just learning new things and just being open to it. Because we were open to that, it's allowed us to be open to so many other opportunities. And so, yeah, we're just excited about what's going to come. And we just thought it'd be awesome to share with you, you know, exactly like we call Jugglepreneur. You're going through, you know, trying to do both. It's very difficult, but it's just discipline, guys. Unfortunately, just think short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Cut out some of the things that aren't so important. Or even you schedule your TV time. Have stuff on record. Most people have got the record now and say, oh, okay, I know a lot of people love this Love Island nonsense.
I'm not gonna lie.
One of them.
I do love reality TV.
But you've got it on record and you say, okay, every Sunday 2 till 5, that's my TV time. Then bang, then that's scheduled. But schedule it all in. Have a plan for everything when you're gonna do stuff, because otherwise you're gonna start creeping and eating into your time, development time, family time. So yeah, just discipline.
Cool. Yeah. On that note, guys, we'll see you on another video.